guys, and welcome to another video. So today this is going to be a start of a big journey into my channel, and also big things to come inside the world. As we know, the coronavirus, or CV, whatever you want to call it, is taking the world by storm, and it's just closing things down. The schools are shutting down in the UK from Friday for up to 6 months. I went to the supermarkets yesterday, and I mean, the shelves were completely bare. There was no meat products, there was hardly any vegetables except mushrooms, there was no toiletries sort of stuff. It's just crazy. It doesn't matter where you go, people are trying to get this produce all over the place. Even local greengrocers and butchers are struggling to try to get stuff in. So this is where I'm so glad that people like ourselves and like you who are watching my channel are interested in bushcraft and survival, in prepping and all those sort of things, in which helps us to sustain ourselves and keep our families going. So this is now where our skills are going to be tested. It's just like we had this before recently in 1940s in the Second World War, where our country, we had to go to rationing. The government rationed produce sort of coming over, and there was just, and that's how it was. People had to go to the land to see what they can get. So this is what I'm going to do. So I've just come down to my local scout hut today just to re-site myself, get myself ready for what's going to be coming. I'm going to start foraging, I'm going to start hunting, and just stocking my shelves up in the way of natural stuff. It's getting spring now, so all the foliage is coming out, so with plant identification it's going to be so much more easier, sort of coming over and just stocking this stuff up. So we've got my good old faithful catapult, in which you saw the video a few weeks ago. We've got my fishing rod. This is a Rolex Lure Pro, a 4-piece fishing rod. I brought this one as a lightweight fishing rod because it comes inside a little carry case. It's very lightweight, but it's suitable for rivers and coastal fishing. So this is why I got this one. So I'm going to be heading over to the beach and just doing some coastal fishing, some coastal foraging, and just trying to see what I can get off the sea, because we all know in survival the best sources for survival is actually the rivers and the water sources. All our food and water and produce can be found by the water. Going back to many years ago, thousands of years ago, settlements are always around water courses. So that is where most of my food is going to be coming, from the sea and from the rivers, in the way of crayfish, periwinkles, crabs, shellfish and sea fish, and which I can get. And then also from the land, we've also got the 2.2. This is only nothing special. This is only a break barrel, so it's not the best thing sort of in the world. It's a Zazdar 2.2 air rifle. About £100 I think I paid for this. I've done some sighting, but that's allowing me hopefully to with the catapult and the rifle, and also get old rabbit snares, the old copper brass wire with some string and a stake into the ground. Hopefully we can set those up as well inside the land I've got access to, and to be able to catch some rabbits or shoot some squirrels. The person who owns the land is an old horse paddock. It's just riddled with rabbits all over the place, so there's no shortage of that. You've just got to remember, when you do these sort of hunting and trapping sort of things, you do follow the laws of where you are. So UK laws for me, Scotland's got different things to England, and then you've also got the States, and all some things you can do. Anything with trapping, you need permission, or shooting, you need permission from the landowner. And if you're going to set traps, you need to go back within the 24-hour period. You can't leave them for more than 24 hours when you're going to trap these things. Shooting, again, you need licenses if you're going to get more than the 2.2 or high-powered air rifles. Get permission from the landowners. Catapults, I say there's no law in the UK of where you can walking around and shooting with catapults. But if you're doing so, you've got to follow other things. So things like common land, it's actually technically allowed to shoot on the common land, but you've got to be the case of be cautious, because you can get charged for causing disturbance to the general public. Or so if you're using catapults and sort of thing without permission sort of thing, and you're dangerous to the general public, you can get charged for that. Also you can be charged for not doing cleanly shots for the RSPCA. If you're going to shoot birds like pigeons and doves, which are a species which you're allowed to shoot and kill, they have to be taken out and cleanly shot, sort of on there. If you endanger or harm the animals, you can also be fined up to £10,000 for those sort of things. And you also must make sure you do use adequate ammunition. So I'm using steel ball bearings, which we've got. You can't just pick up a stone and you shoot stones from catapults, because that is illegal inside the UK. You have to use recognised ball bearing ammunition for shooting. Same with the rifles. You can't do any modifications to the pellets which you're going to shoot with. You must follow the rules. Same with shotguns and 2.2 guns. You need a licence and permission from that. So that is basically what I wanted to come out and to say. That is how I'm going to be doing my sustainability going forward for my kids and for myself. That's just what I want to say. I just want to say I want to come out, but get yourself out there, get yourself some training, go some videos, have a look round, get your knowledge up. Don't just go straight out and go hunting or go foraging. You need to make sure you know exactly what you're doing. Get yourself onto some sort of, if they're still running some courses. I know quite a few bushcraft companies are actually stopping their courses now, just because of the fear of, we need to do that self-isolation to keep ourselves away from human interaction. Yeah, that is what's going to stop the spread of the virus going over, if keep ourselves sort of contained inside our local environment. But the outdoors, if you're on your own, sort of on there, we can go over. Okay, and so I think this rifle at 10 metres, the 3 I missed where I'm waving around, this rifle does weigh quite a bit. It's quite hard to hold it still in the prone unsupported position. So I'm quite happy with what I've actually got on that at 10 metres. So I'm going to go back very shortly for about 15 metres. We'll go over that, but first let's have a quick look at the catapult now, just to see what we're like at 10 metres with a catapult. So we're using 10mm steel ball bearings today. So last time I fired 9mm, we're doing 10mm today. So let's see what this is like. Right, slightly low, as in the 9mm. Okay, it's a nice catapult, but I think the bands were slightly too heavy, the band was slightly too light for the ball bearings I was using. I've got some lighter ball bearings, and no, these are the same weight as those ones, so I might have to go back to the 9mm steel ball bearings, because this band what came with is a little bit too light for that. I do have some heavier bands at home, but I'll give the 9mm a bit more of a chance sort of coming over there. But out of the 7 shots, I got 5 on target, so where 3 of them were in dead centre, so I'm happy with that. So yes, as with all catapults, just practice, practice, practice. I know every time I miss because I hit my finger. So what we call that is called a bit of a rim shot. That's it for today. Let's get a little bit more training. I'm going to play around here for a few more, but probably about an hour or so, just a little bit more. But that's it to me today. Hope everyone's having a good time, as is what we could have so far. Get those preps done, get the training done, get the practice done, because if things keep going as it's going, it's going to get harder and harder to sustain and source food. And if we bushcrafters and survival people can do our bit and actually reduce the amount of produce we're buying from the supermarkets and finding things naturally, or growing stuff at home, getting the greenhouses, getting the garden things, get some quick growing, getting allotments, chatting to people, working together, just like back in the World War II, where people worked together, they traded things. So this is where all those prepping items are trading. I say toilet rolls are scarce. If you've got quite a few toilet rolls, you never know, you might be able to trade that for a joint of meat. So just remember, it's better to be one with the wilderness, or be ready and be prepped, than to fight and struggle. Until the next video, see you then. Bye for now.